Okay, I'm so sorry I had to step out really quickly. So let's go back to what you were saying. I have a question. Is it the classwork or is it the teacher that's really difficult for you?
It's the classwork. It's just too much. It's just too much stuff, and it's hard to understand, and it's just hard to stay on top of it. So I just give up.
Okay. Have you thought about talking to the teacher and trying to see if she can give you a little extra?
She's not wanting to help anybody. She says everybody in AP should be able to help themselves.
What about tutoring? Have you ever thought about taking tutoring?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I like reading. I like doing all this stuff, but if there was someone that would help, that would be okay with that, I guess.
Mom, do you know if they offer tutoring at the school?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that the principal had said something one time about it.
Okay.
When I went, they were telling about her skipping class.
So he suggested possibly?
Well, he asked me, if I knew if she was happy, because they were saying they noticed that her grades weren't not very good. And so then he asked me if she's gone to tutoring before. But we, I told him that I didn't think she had. And so I'm assuming that there is some tutoring. But Lori, is it the teacher that tutors it, or is it someone else?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if the teacher's willing to help, I would talk to the teacher.
So, do you think maybe when you go to school tomorrow you can find out if there's someone who offers tutoring, or even if the teacher would be willing to give a little assistance? Because you won't know until you ask.
I guess so. I can go ask the counselor at school.
Okay, so if there is tutoring, and she does tell you, yes, we offer tutoring, are you willing to go to tutoring?
Yes.
Okay, great. So how do you feel about that,
I
Mom?
do feel real good because, like I said, she's a smart girl, and her grades are not up to par with what she's capable of doing. So
Okay.
yeah, if she went to tutoring, that would be really good.
Okay, so that sounds good. Now let's go back, let's backtrack a little bit to you not getting up in the morning and getting to class. Because what sense does it make to go to tutoring and learn your work, but if you're not in the class to utilize what you've learned, then what do we do?
Well, look, really, this morning stuff is, I don't like her yelling at me because I'm 16, but, I'm tired in the mornings. My mom, she doesn't let me go out and hang with my friends ever, and, they get to hang out and do stuff, and I don't get to, and so that just pisses me off,
So these friends you want to hang out with, are these the same friends that you're cutting class with, or are these some other friends?
No, these are my other friends, and they're good friends. So I don't understand why she can't let me hang out with them because they don't get in trouble and stuff. But she makes me come home early, and so if she doesn't want to do for me, then I'm not going to do for her in the mornings.
Okay. So I'm hearing that you have some good friends that's not getting in trouble, but you don't get to go out with them because Mom doesn't allow you to go out. And so in return, to get back at Mom, you don't get up in the morning, which causes you to be late and you skip class. But do you see how you're getting back at Mom? You're not going to class. Is it just hurting Mom, or is it hurting you too? Because I did hear you say you enjoy English and you really like it. And of course, while the classwork may be difficult, and we've discussed tutoring already for that, your attendance is also important. So do you see how it could also be hurting you not going to class in the morning?
I guess so. I didn't think about it like that, but I guess it could.
So Mom, these friends that she has, that she says are good friends, and she said they don't get in trouble. Do you know them, any of them?
Yeah, they've come to the house. The thing is, Lori doesn't understand. I just worry about her. And I know, I give her a 10 o'clock curfew. I figured during the school night that would be fine. But, I just don't know what's going on. I worry. I worry that maybe they say that they're going to be at someone's house, but they're, out in the streets. And nowadays, things are just crazy and dangerous. I hear all kinds of things going on in the news, and it just worries me. And, with her having a car and she drives, I don't know what could happen late at night. There's a lot of drunk drivers or people not paying attention, and it just worries me, Lori. It's not that I'm trying to, hold you in a little bubble, but I just figure 10 o'clock is sufficient for you to be out.
So now, do do you hear mom's concern? It's not really that she doesn't want you to go out, but she's concerned that if you say you're somewhere, are you really there? And then she doesn't want you in danger. 10 o'clock does sound pretty reasonable on a weeknight. What would you like to have? What do you think is reasonable?
Well, I don't mind so much the 10 o'clock on the weeknight, but on the weekends I should be able to go out longer. I mean, I'm a good student, and you know, I don't drink, I don't do any of that stuff, and you know, I like that mom cares about, you know, keeping me safe and stuff, but she's got to trust me to make good decisions sometimes too.
And I think you have a valid point there. And it is about trust, Mom. She said she doesn't drink, and she's asking. So let's do this. How about we do a little let's make a deal kind of thing? Mom, if she gets up in the morning and goes to school as scheduled, and she's attending her class, she's no longer skipping, would you consider maybe giving her an extra half hour or extra hour on the weekend?
On the weekends or on the weekdays?
I don't know. She said she's fine with the 10 o'clock on the weekdays, and I think that's a good thing. What do you? Yeah, what she's asking about is the weekend.
I don't know. It just, I guess if, you know, I do want the best for her, and I guess if I just don't see why she doesn't disrespect my rules. But if the case is that I can get her to do better, and because in the morning you just don't understand how frustrating it is that she will not get up for me.
Well,
and I don't like to yell. I'm just not a person that I like to raise my voice, but it's frustrating.
But if you're willing to give me a chance to try, then, you know, I think that's only fair.
so, Mom, you've expressed that you do yell in the morning. That is your method for waking her up, and it's partially out of frustration. And she's expressing that she's 16 now, and she feels that she's capable of getting herself up. So why don't we give this a shot? Maybe for the next week, try to just not yell at her, but either one, give her an opportunity to set an alarm or try to get herself up. Or even if you do still wake her up, but not yell at her. Just kind of let her know that what time it is, and then step out and
Well, I'll
see
tell
if
you
she
what.
can get up.
Lori wants to be so grown. She says she's 16 years old. That's fine. You know, fine. We can work something out. But I'm not gonna sit there and continue to try to wake you up all morning long, and you're not gonna wake up. How about if I just I'll do this. I'll wake you up, and then you're on your own. And I'll give you 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, I'll come in, and I'll give you another, Lori, it's getting close to going to school, and I'll leave it at that. If you can do that for me, Lori, without me having to get so frustrated, I will consider then on the weekends letting you stay out till maybe 11 o'clock. But if you can't do that and you can't compromise with me, then I don't see where I need to compromise with you.
So, like, do I have to do that every morning?
Yeah, it would be nice. Because I gotta also get myself ready in the morning. But I have to worry about you getting to school on time. And it's frustrating.
So, like, what happens if she just keeps yelling?
But I said I wouldn't. I said that I would wake you up. And then 15 minutes later, I'll go and wake you up again. And I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll do that for a week.
So, are you going to help us figure this out? So that, because sometimes mornings are just rough, and so I think maybe, like, you telling her that she needs, you know, what she needs to do.
So, we both came to some kind of agreement. Everybody's looking for trust here. You want Mom to trust that you will go to tutoring, and you can go to your classes in order to stay out for the extra half an hour or hour on the weekend, correct?
Yes.
And Mom is going to trust that you're going to go to school tomorrow and ask about tutoring and enroll in tutoring on your own. So she's trusting that. She's trusting that you can do that, right?
Okay.
So now Mom is stating that she's not going to yell at you. She's going to allow you to have the opportunity to try to work yourself up, or she's going to give you a prompt, but she's not going to yell. And she's going to give you the space to get up on your own and get dressed. So now you have to trust that she's going to do that. Because if you want mom to trust you, you have to trust mom as well. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair.
Okay, so and I just want to reiterate what we discussed. So tomorrow when you go to school, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna go find out if there's tutoring,
Okay, and if there's tutoring,
then I'll sign up for it.
okay, and then what about in the mornings? Going to school, attending your classes as scheduled.
Then I'll get up in the morning with my mom only needing to tell me once, hopefully not at all. I just get up on my own and get to school on time, go to class.
Okay,
How will I know that your grades are improving, Lori?
well let's do
Because I
this.
don't want to treat you like a baby and go to the school like when you were in kindergarten and first grade, that I needed to see how your work was.
Well, Mom, we there's a lot of trust that we're talking about right now. So, and this is we're on a trial basis. You guys will both be back here next week for a follow-up session. So we'll see. Why don't you allow Lori to try to fulfill what she said she's going to do? Enroll in tutoring, attend classes, and you agree to not yell at her, and then let's see if she just does that much, and then we'll do a follow up to see how that part went, and then you'll know, you will know from school if she's doing that. 'Cause like you said, the teacher did call and express that she was cutting and things were different. I'm sure if they see a difference in her, they'll let you know.
Because they didn't let me know until she finally skipped class and they taught her with those friends. So I don't really know. That's what I wanted. I want to make sure that if I'm trusting her, I want to make sure that she's doing her part and her grades are going up. That's all I
How often do you get exams in your class?
Every week.
So, Mom, usually on a Friday or a Monday?
On
Or during the
Fridays.
So, Mom, tomorrow's Friday, so she's just going in to ask about tutoring. So if she gets into tutoring, she'll probably start in the next week. But you will know by next Friday she'll have another tutoring test. And so you'll get to see the results of the test.
Okay.
Is that sufficient evidence to you?
That's fine to show me how she did.
So are we in agreement here?
Sounds like it.
Do you feel better?
That's fine. Like I said, I just want her to get back on track like she was at one point, because she's a very good student, a very good girl, and I just don't want her seeing her go down the wrong road.
And she seems like a very intelligent young lady.
Is.
She's very outspoken, and it's often that we find that children have difficulty with behaviors when they're struggling with something.
Okay.
And I'm sure if she's in an AP class, that means she's very good at English.
Mm-hmm.
But as the work piles on, it can become overwhelming. And so if she gets the tutoring to help her get back on track, I'm sure everything will fall in together. But we'll be following up. We'll be meeting weekly,
Okay.
and until you both feel comfortable that you no longer need my services,
Okay.
and everything is fully back on track. But for this session, I think it went pretty well. We have some things that we're going to be working on. So, want to give Mom a hug?
You know I love you, Lori.
Oh. Well, thank you. Is there anything else that I could do for you? Anything at all?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem, anytime. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week, okay? All right.
All right.
See you.